Okay. So the virtues of Ramadan, Hadith 1. This states that Rasulullah had told us that this is the most blessed month of the year, in which Allah makes fasting compulsory and sunnah. Those who intend to get closer to Allah by doing any good deeds shall receive rewards equivalent to the ones given to those who read Fard any other time. Those who perform Fard will now receive 70 Farid of any other time. It is truly a month of patience and sympathy, rewarded with Jannah, and true believers' risk will increase. When breaking fast, those who keep it will be forgiven of sins and saved from hellfire, and those providing food will have the same rewards. And because not everyone can have a feast ready to break fast, Allah made it so that breaking fast with a date, a sip of water, or milk will give you the same amount of rewards. There are 4 things that you should do in this month. Recite kalima tayyaba la ilaha illallah, make as much istaghfar, and beg for forgiveness with astaghfirullah, and beg for entrance into Jannah. This month, Allah is merciful and forgiving of all sins, also merciful to save us from Jahannam in this month. Giving someone who fasted water shall never feel thirst in Jannah. And that was what was in Hadith 1.
The best among you Muslims are those who learn the Quran and teach it. This hadith illustrates that the best people are those who learns the Quran and teach it. Learning and teaching the Quran is the most important act in Islam, which brings invaluable rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's one of the best things to do in order to learn good deeds, get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and enter Jannah. Learning and teaching has to do with the meanings of the Quran as well. Hence, teaching the Quran also includes teaching its meaning. When you learn the Quran, it's not just learning it, but also following what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said to us in the Quran. Learning Quran guides you to the right path. Benefits of learning the Quran. Learning Quran guides you to the right path. Learning the Quran increases your faith, Iman. Learning the Quran raises your status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It purifies the heart. Quran recitation brings many rewards and benefits. Reading the Quran guards us on the day of Qiyamah. Reciting the Quran brings us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakallah.
So let's start from the falls of Ramadan, but we will, alhamdulillah, we have discussed everything in detail, so I'm not going in so much detail, but a quick reminder, like about the salah and everything. Like sometimes what happened, like I think we discussed, right? Like we discussed sometime we are so tired, we miss our Zohar salah, so we should be very careful in Ramadan for not missing our salahs. Okay, sometimes we are busy in making the iftari, and sometimes what we think, okay, we will pray asr a little later, and then first wind up everything, because things are going on, so many things are going on in our mind, so we start thinking, okay, let's one of these things first. Okay, so no, the priority must be first salah. Okay, and then other things. Okay, so first, if time starts, just go and read your salah first. Okay, don't let the don't make your salah late because of other things. Okay, it should be on your top priority, because we all know shahada, then salah, then roda. Okay, so if you are fasting but you are missing your salah, then there is no point. Like, we all know that these five things are the pillar of Islam. Okay, shahada, salah, som, and then zakat and hajj. What does pillar mean? Pillar mean like when you make the foundation, like when you want to make first floor, second floor, third floor, and your foundation is weak. Okay, then sometimes some people say, I read salah and I keep fast and I give zakah. If I will be having money, I will go on hajj and I am fulfilling all the rights of Islam. No, this is just a foundation, right? And keep in mind, if the foundation will be weak, then what happened? Like first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, it will not stay. Like it will not be a solid foundation. If you will not be having a solid foundation, you cannot build up the floors, right? And these are the part of the basic iman. Okay, Salah is not everything. The first question will be asked in the grave is Salah, but it's not everything. Like, it's not a complete Islam. There are so many other things. Some we place on first floor, some we will place on second, some on third, some on fourth. As soon your taqwa level grow up and up and up, then you learn more and more and more, right? But these are the basic thing. If you will not fulfill this requirement, then you will be out of Islam, because there is nothing underneath that. Okay, so these are the basic. You should be very careful. So they are just telling us some faults we do in Ramadan are, sometimes we don't feel worry about doing our salah late. Okay, sometimes what happened, maghrib start, especially for boys, as I said, like they have to go to the masjid for their prayers. Okay, so if you are feeling like the masjid is little far, you can go before maghrib. Okay, this is an option. You can go before maghrib. You can have a date, and when it's Maghrib Azan, then pray namaz, come back and do iftari. It's not very necessary that you were hungry from entire whole day. So first you will eat iftari, and then you will go to Maghrib, and you are, then you are going for reading your Jamaat, Maghrib Jamaat. Okay, it's iftari is not the mandatory thing. Okay, salah with jama is most important. Okay, so if you are thinking, okay, my masjid is 5 minutes far, and if I'll eat a little of tari and then I can catch up the jamaat, okay, right from the beginning, then it's fine. Okay, but if you feel that if I eat my aftari at home and then I go to the masjid, then I miss my salah, so better take a date with you, go in the masjid before maghrib, then break your fast there with your date, read salah, then come back. And if you feel the masjid is near, but sometime it's a case, like sometime it happened that you can miss your first rakah or second rakah, then the best thing is just eat the date at home, break your fast, go to the masjid, pray, and then touch the other iftari stuff. Because if you feel like, okay, have a samosa and pakoda and the fruit chaat all together at once, and then I'll go to pray, that means the important thing you keep aside, and your intention is now to fill your tummy. Okay, so this is the basic fault we sometimes we do in Ramadan. So keep this in mind. Okay, so two options, as I explained. If masjid is very far, first go and pray, break your fast there, come back, and then eat iftari at home. Okay, and if masjid is near, it's fine. Like if you can have little aftari and then you can catch up your jamaat, right, from the beginning, from the first rakah, then it's fine. But if you try to catch up but you are watching like 1 or 2 day, you watch, no, when I go to the masjid, I missed my first rakah, my second rakah sometime, then it's better just eat a date and drink water or juice and quickly, rush to the masjid. First priority must be your salah for men's jamaat. Okay, keep this in mind. For men's jamaat, might be you are not, uh, you know, uh, um, at this age that you understand these things. But why I'm explaining this, you will always be having your recordings. Okay, whenever you feel like, okay, my iman level is going up and I need to fix my mistakes, you can always review your class videos, and then you can revise everything. Especially whenever it's Ramadan, try to play the videos you are reading with me, not reading with me, but from Rajab start listening all the videos, because you will not be with me entire whole life. Okay, but reminder is always very important, because we all know Salah is important, we all know Quran is important, we all know how to keep our fast, that they should not be having holes in the evening, but we all do mistake, we are human, right? We all need reminders. These are only reminders. Sometimes some people say, oh, talking the same thing again and again. No, why we are talking the same thing again and again? Because we need to ingrain, we need to make sure, like, either we are only listening or we are acting upon all those things which we are listening. If not, then we have to make ourselves ready. No, it should not be up to listening. It should be in our deeds, it should be in our action, right? So if you are feeling like, for the Maghrib Salah, this is happening. Sometimes what happened, when we come back home, we again start sitting eating iftari, and we feel like, okay, we have to catch up 20 rakah of Taraweeh. Then okay, we will go to the masjid. But the important thing is not Taraweeh. The important thing is Isha first Salah. Okay. So sometime what happened, when we reach to the masjid, your first rakah, second rakah, sometime missed. Okay. So we should correct ourselves that we should not miss our Isha first Salah. We should be there before time. Okay. If you are reaching there at the time when you missed your first rakah, second rakah, and you are catching up your 20 rakah Taraweeh, that means the first is somewhere here and there, and you are focusing on sunnahs, right? Taraweeh is sunnate muakkada, right? And uh, Isha first period is first, right? So the important thing is the priority must be first, not Taraweeh. Okay, if you will be on your right time at Isha prayer in the masjid, then of course you will not miss your Taraweeh. Okay, so the second fault we normally do in Ramadan is to miss our Isha. And it normally happen like people are thinking like, okay, 20 rakah we have to read, so no problem if we are little late. No, Isha first Salah is most important. Okay, it should be with Jamaat. Okay, for boys. Okay, for girls, not don't delay. You can, like, if you are working, but better if you pray first, and then, because sometimes it looked messy, like, okay, table is messy, kitchen is messy, so our first intention, okay, so just wind up everything. Okay, second thing, when Maghrib prayer done, try to read the Awabin Salah, 6 rakah Awabin Salah. Okay, as we discussed earlier, Awabin Salah is very important. Okay, if you are not reading entire whole year, make it habit to read the Awabin Salah at least in Ramadan. Okay, then we have already discussed, like, I'm not going in detail, like the tahajjud. Okay, if you are waking up a little early, make it a habit to read the tahajjud and make some dua. Okay, inshallah. Then sometime what happens, Zohar Salah missed because you are tired, you are sleeping. Okay, so don't miss that. And this was the important thing. Asar Salah, sometime you are lazy, like doing other things. So okay, so yeah, one more thing in advice for Ramadan. If you are doing jobs, right? if you are under the supervision of someone, then you are absolutely not allowed reading Quran, on your job, right? But if you are a shopkeeper, merchant, businessman, or you are household lady, or no one is on your head, okay, assigning you work, like a manager or something, then you can do then you can read the Quran at the same time, like doing other works, right? So it depends like what kind of job you have. If your job is okay, if your job is like you have a manager and you cannot read the Quran while you are fasting, then do zikr, because whatever work you are doing at your workplace, you can do zikr all the time. Okay, the first 10 days Ramadan dua, the middle 10 days Ramadan dua, the last 10 days Ramadan dua. So you make it habit, when remind yourself again and again. My tongue should not be quiet, I should recite the dua most of the time. Okay, so if you can read Quran, it's good. If you cannot read Quran on your job or in a school, then inshallah recite the do the zikr. Okay, this is very very important. Okay, and
So I want to.
yeah,
Could I add something?
yeah.
Something that you guys could do too, that's easy for me, is when I'm walking in the halls, I carry a tasbih with me, or a digital tasbih. It's like a small tasbih, so it's when I'm just walking in the halls, it's easy, and I can remind myself because I have it in my hand.
She is absolutely right. I do the same thing. Like when you are having a tasbih, because some school of thoughts, they say, "Oh, tasbih is nothing." No, it's a reminder. Like when you keep the tasbih in your hand, it always remind you. Like whenever you feel distracted doing other work, it remind you back. Like, okay, you have to read something. You were reading something, and you start reading it. After 5 4 minutes, 2 3 minutes, if it distract you, it will bring your mind back, like, oh, you were reading tasbih. So there is a tasbih which like a bracelet. Okay, you can just have it on your hand. If you will go to a Islamic store, you will see, like, it's a very small tasbih, and you can have it in your hand, like a bracelet. Okay, so most of the time when you are in traveling or when you are in school, you can have it like all the time. It's very beautiful. It comes in all different colors, and it's, I guess, $5 or something. So make it habit, like have that tasbih in your hand. So whenever you have time, just grab it, and keep a small tasbih with you. The smallest tasbih is more easier. Like you can, and I have seen some people, they are very 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 focused. They have a small safety pin, and like they attach that small tasbih with their clothes. Like whenever they are reading, just they grab it out, and sometimes the bracelet one, it works fine too. Okay, so inshallah try to keep the tasbih with you. It helps you to remind and make you always focused, like you were reading something. So if you distract here and there, it brings your focus back. Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam received the scriptures on the first and third of the month. Nabi Dawud alayhi salam received Zabur 12 and 18. Nabi Musa alayhi salam received Torah 6th. Nabi Isa alayhi salam received Injil on the 12th and 13. From this, we know the great connection between the divine scriptures and the month of Ramadan. We all know, like, there we have 4 books, okay? Torah, Zabur, Injil, and Quran Majid. Okay, but there are few scriptures. Okay, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala give to Musa alayhi salam and Ibrahim alayhi salam. We read in Surah Ala, the last part of Surah Ala, Suhufi Ibrahima wa Musa. Suhuf mean scriptures. Okay, so Surah Ala, last ayat is that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala gives scriptures to Musa alayhi salam and Ibrahim alayhi salam. So other than these 4 books, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals some scriptures on these two prophets, and they are in this line they are explaining the connection of Quran and the divine books with us. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like the month of Ramadan this much that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed all the scriptures and all the books in the month of Ramadan. And we all know that the Quran was already there in Lawh Mahfuz, right? But from Lawh Mahfuz from there to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Jibril alayhi salam revealed in 33 years. But the completion date was again 27th of Ramadan, right? So Ramadan has a very good, connection with the Quran. So first priority must be reading Quran in Ramadan. Okay, try to connect yourself with Quran. If you are going somewhere, just play the recitation in your car. Okay, then how often you listen when you will lay down for sleeping or you will be quiet, automatically your brain will be reading. Did you ever notice, like when you listen some songs so often, it always comes on your tongue again and again, right? It happened with everyone. If any advertisement or anything, like any song, when you hear so often, then it comes again and again in your mind, right? In the same way, train your brain in a way wherever you are going, listen the recitation. If you listen the recitation most of the time, so this tilawat, this recitation will bring back in your mind again and again, even though you are sleeping, and it will keep you safe from doing other kind of guna, okay, and other kind of sins, inshallah, okay. And do the tilawa as much as possible in the month of Ramadan. Okay, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam recite with Jibril alayhi salam the entire whole Quran once in Ramadan, but before he passed away, like he recite 2 times. Okay, he recite 2 times with Jibril alayhi salam. So it is recommended, like at least finish your Quran 2 times. Okay, entire whole year, make it habit. As I said, start little earlier, finish it in Ramadan, and make it habit, like on the Lailatul Qadr, sit down and make dua, oh Allah, whenever you all know, like when you finish the Quran, the day you finish the Quran, whatever dua you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it always accepted, it never rejected back. So keep your Quran at the end, try to finish your Quran in Ramadan, because and if it's Jummah, very good. If it's not Jummah, anyways, the dua never ever rejected back. So Ramadan, then Jummah, then the end of Quran. So why not? Allah will accept all our duas. Okay, recite the kalima tayyiba, la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. We learn so often, recite this kalima, astaghfar, ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, begging for Jannah, and begging for keeping safe from Jahannam, inshallah. So okay, always make your tongue busy with Durood Sharif, la ilaha illallah, and spend time like this. Okay, so we all know Ramadan is a month of patience. Do not argue with anyone, do not misbehave with the parents, help them, keep their pressure a little, lesser, by helping them in their work. They are also fasting. Don't ever think like we are child, so they should take care for us if we are fasting. No, it's equal, like you are adult now, mashallah, and you can take care for your parents now, because if they are above 40, then it's your job, like take care for their work, because the energy level will not be same. Okay, so tell them, okay, I'm here, I can do the work, you just go and rest. Once I was in one bayan, and he was explaining, the person who was giving bayan, he was explaining, I was at the age of 23 when I became alim, and I came back after having my degree. I told my father, now it's enough, like you can now rest entire whole life, and I'm here, I will do all the work, mine as well as yours, so let me know what works you want me to do. So I was thinking at that time how blessed the father is, and what is the level of the tarbiyah, like at the age of 23, the son is saying, now you are all done, now sit down and let me know what works I can do for you. So we all are, as we discussed yesterday, like we all are busy, but this is very important to take care for your parents if you want to go in Jannah, because they are really the key of Jannah. If they are upset, if they are sad from you, then it's hard for you to enter in Jannah, even though you have so many good deeds. Okay, because the mom keeps you in tummy 9 months, and then the delivery time, then the feeding time, and then when you are not be able to do your own works, she cares for you. You cannot pay back to her. One time Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one person came and he said to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I took my mom on my shoulders and I help her for, I don't know, Hajj or Umrah. So did I fulfill the the rights she has on me? When Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied back to that person, the one day she carry you in the tummy, you even did not pay back that one day. If you took on your shoulder and help her for doing the tawaf, because she was not able to walk. So he was thinking, I carry my mom on my shoulders and I help her for the tawaf and I don't know, Hajj or Umrah what. So we all know like tawaf 7 times all, round and round. It's a big work, right? So he was thinking, maybe I fulfill all the requirement. But Nabi Muhammad SAW said, you didn't even pay a single day when she keeps you in your tummy. The pain she bear, the weight she carry for you even didn't pay. So think about ourselves. Like sometimes we think, okay, we are their kids, and we take it so easy. Like it's their responsibility to look after us. It's their responsibility to do our works, right? And they should do this and that for us, right? No. It's time now. You are all adult, alhamdulillah, and it's time now to pay back to your parents. One time, especially for boys, one time what happened, a man came to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's not only for boys, for girls too, but especially for boys. One time, a man came to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he complained for his son. He said that I utilized all my energy on him. I was young, I was energetic, but I raised him at that time. I earned, I look after him, and now he is grown up and now I am old. So now when he is grown up and he's going for earning some money, so he said, this is my money, and now I have nothing, and I have, like, I have no energy to do anything, and he is saying whatever I'm earning, it's mine, right? So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ask that person, call your son. And when the son was in front of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was crying. His all beard was full of tears. When he looked up, he was crying, and he said to the son that you and your money belongs to your father. Because if you plant a tree, right? It's an example. If you plant a tree and tree start giving fruits and your neighbor start having all those fruits and enjoying, what you will say, oh, I planted the tree and all the fruits they are enjoying, right? So in a same way, parents effort you cannot even count unless you will be parent. Okay, so you and whatever money you are earning, it's all belongs to your parents first. Okay, so just keep this in mind when you start earning, because otherwise you will feel like, okay, I'm doing 8 hour job and 10 hour job, whatever I'm earning, it's all mine, right? But why I should give to my parents, and what is the right they are having this money, right? No, because they care for you at that time. They planted you like a tree, and now you are giving fruits. Okay, so this fruits first belongs to your parents. Okay, always keep this in mind. Otherwise, what will happen? You will be at loss at the day of Qiyamah. Okay, so let's move on to the next. And by doing this, keep in mind, by doing this, you will always get dua. Life will become so easy for you. Like your effort will be less, and your things will work out very well. You will feel the blessing. You will feel the dua of your parents. Make the things very easier. Otherwise, you will do a hard work in your life, and the result you are expecting will never get. This is dua, behind all your hard work. Like this is dua of your parents all the time. Once you decide, why the life of non-Muslims are so easy. They love their house at the age of 18, 15, 17, and then they said, oh, my struggle was a lot, and then here and there, and sometime we hear, okay, suicides and this and that, and they involve in drinking. And why? Because they didn't get the dua from their parent. They didn't, and at the end, finally they are in the old home. No one is there to take care for them, because they never train, they never, tarbiya their kids, and they love the house, they have no dua, with them. Their life is not, from outside they are very much satisfied, looks like they are happy, they are enjoying, but they are lonely from inside. That's why they are moving with here, this person and that person. They have no family. Like when they will go back home, I have seen when I was living somewhere, my very next door neighbor, they have only one child. As soon he came from school, he left the bag and he go outside. So one day he was telling me, like, if I come home, I never feel like a family. Like I have no family. My mom is on job, my dad is on job. So what to do? Like I have to anyways go out and do some stuff till they are back. And sometimes if they have meetings and other things, so they have no family system. They cannot understand this. We are blessed, we have family system, but sometimes we do not understand the blessing of having a family system. So keep this family system. Otherwise, what will have to happen after 2 or 3 generations? We will be, we will miss these things in a lot. um Okay, so always keep in mind that this Ramadan is a time of patience. Sometimes, when we are having something, we try to grab, okay, me first, okay. So this is not like in Islam, okay. Sometimes what happen, like if you get an iftari, I'm giving a very very small example. Like sometimes you get an iftari from somewhere, and let's suppose it's your favorite thing, but it is very very less, okay. So just offer, like it's a month of patience, just offer to other family member first, okay. Now you can have it first, okay. I was reading somewhere in I don't know, in some lecture or in some book, a person, I don't know, that was some very past person. He said, I have a uh, never eat a meat entire whole life, or I don't know, the good piece, something like that. And you know what, when someone asked the reason, what he said, my mom's eat in my plate. So if there is only one piece of meat in the plate, I always feel like maybe she want it, and she want the, she want to eat it, and by mistake, if I finish, I will feel regret inside, right? So I never have the meat whenever my mom is eating in my plate, just because of respect, okay. So keep in mind, if you will give respect, you will get respect, okay. If you will not give respect to your parent, you will not get it back from your own kids, okay. This is very simple, okay. It's a month of patience. What happened at the time of battle of Ohad? We all remember what happened. Like when the battle was finished, there were so many injured people, okay. And when people were giving water to them, they heard a noise that someone else is asking water, even though that person was dying. But he said, no, give this water to my other brother first, he is asking for the water. The person took the water to the next person. The next person said, can you please take the water to the third person, because he's also calling for the water. Then he take the third, fourth, fifth, and the last person said, no, go back to the, refer the first person, go back to the first person, he's asking for the water. And when he came to the first person, he was died. He went to the second person, he was died too. Then third person, he was died too. And the fourth person, he was died too. He passed away. Okay. So this is this line. It's written here. I went to the third person, but before he could ring, I found that he passed away. Whereupon I returned to the second one, only to find that he too had passed away. When I came to my cousin, he too had become a martyr. Okay, so this was the, this much patience they have, because their intention was to go in Jannah. Their intention was not to grab everything for myself. This is something greedy. Okay, and greed is also a heart disease. Okay, sometimes you don't know, like, you are a greedy person. It start from small thing, the daily use things, and then it grows and grows and grows. Okay, so always be a giver, okay, rather than receiver. Okay, always the one, my father always say, the hand who gives is always better than the hand who receive. Okay, whatever. Okay, make it habit to be a giver rather than a receiver. Okay, so follow this rule in entire whole life, in all, situations. Okay, inshallah. And keep this in mind, Ramadan is a month of patience, and once you have patience, you know how to be a patient, then you can apply this entire whole 11 year, inshallah. Okay, virtue of itikaf, alhamdulillah. The presentation was very beautiful. I don't need to explain so many things in virtues of the itikaf, but I will just discuss or highlight few points which we can keep in mind. Okay, itikaf, what does itikaf mean? When we go in a masjid, we isolate ourselves. Okay, and we decide, okay, I will stay in the masjid to bring the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the heart. Because as I said so many times, when you are so much, your heart is so much occupied with the cell phone, with social media, with people having around, friends having around. Okay, so you will feel the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very lesser at that time. At the time of, I don't know, that is one Sahabi, there was I don't know the name of Quba. I don't know the name, but he was going to Nabi Muhammad. He was going to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he found Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu an. And Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh asked, "Where are you going?" And he said, "Oh, I'm going to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam." He said, "Anything urgent?" He said, "Yes." He said, "What?" And he said, "When I am in the gathering of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, my iman level is so high. But as soon I left the gathering of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and I go with my family, I feel my iman level very low because I make myself busy, with my family, and I do not feel the same level of missing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I am very worried, like, might be I will be at loss at the day of Qiyamah." So Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, we all know who is Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, the seventh door of Jannah will call him, "Oh, Abu Bakr, enter from this door. Oh, Abu Bakr, enter from this door." He was the first person when Allah will say, "Who wants to come first, for so I can start asking questions, because lots and lots of people will be there, right, waiting for their turn, that Allah will decide, like, either I'm to see my book of deeds, and then decide either I'm going in Jannah or Jahannam. Lots and lots of people will be there. Allah will call, like, who wants to come first, and nobody will dare to go in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At that time, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will tell Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh, "You go first." He will be the first person who will stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show the book of deeds. Sometime when teachers say, "Okay, it's your now, who wants to take first turn?" Sometimes we feel, "Oh, if I'll get the middle turn, or in the end, it's way better, right?" The one who always appear, because I feel the same, like when I was in my Quran class, in my tafsir class or tajweed class, I always, the second last or third last or last person, like, I never feel satisfied like going first. It's like it needs so much, I feel like it needs so much effort to present yourself on first place, to say something, to present, or to read your lesson, right? So at the day of Qiyamah, he will be the first person who will stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his book of deeds. That person is saying, My condition is same. When I sit in the gathering of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I feel my iman level is so high, and when I go back to the family, then I feel my level is so low. So they both went in front of Allah, Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and just said that this is happening with us. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala didn't tell us that go in a forest or go in a desert and start worshipping. No, you have to stay in this world, but you have to stay in a way that the love of Allah and the love of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam always stay in your heart. Allah is not saying don't go for job, don't go to school, don't go to university and college, don't involve yourself too much with your friends and family. There are some restrictions. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said, don't make uh, non-Muslims your closer friend. It's written in Quran, so so many places, like don't make your non-Muslims your closer friend. Okay, they cannot be. You can talk with them, but you cannot share the secrets, or you cannot make them close friends. This is a restriction, okay, from Islam. But Allah is not saying you cannot make friends, you cannot sit with the family. Allah want sit with the family, enjoy everything. I made the entire whole world for you, but keep my love and my Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam love in your heart. Okay, so if you involve, if you will go in the middle, then it's fine. But sometime you will feel like, if you miss the balance, okay, and you start using your social media so much, TV so much, or doing screen time so much, or having friend circle and talking and moving or hanging around with your friends so much, cousins or these kind of, so Allah love will not stay in your heart. For keeping Allah love in your heart, it is very very important that make a perfect balance in your life. And this balance comes when you stay in the gathering of some Islamic teachers and friends around you, because if you distract, they bring you back. Okay, listening the talk of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala so often, it is very very important, because it's bring your iman back. If it's diverting here and there, it's bring your iman back. So 11 months you spend your life here and there. Now Allah is asking only 10 days from 365 days. Okay, come to the masjid, or girls at home, sit at the corner, and now only and only bring the love of Allah in the heart. Okay, by doing itikaf. This is the meaning of itikaf. Okay, because Allah do not stay when your heart is filled with other things. So Allah want, okay, empty your heart in these 10 days. Just think about me. Okay, one time, one in one bayan, I was listening. The lady was saying how, when you get married, you want to spend your time only with your husband, not with the family, not with anyone. You are thinking about husband, you are thinking about your wife, and you want a connection with him or her in and you don't want to, you just don't want to listen anything else at that time. It's a fantasy time, right? In a same way, itikaf when you and Allah only, okay, and no one else. Like Allah said, okay, you and me only, no one else in your heart. Okay, no school, no homework, no family, nothing, nothing. Okay, this kind of connection Allah want from all of us. If you are not doing itikaf, try to build this kind of connection with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, even for 5 minutes every single day, daytime, nighttime, sleeping time, whatever time you feel comfortable. Try to make a connection. When you only think about Allah, think about the things, think about the blessing Allah has given to you, the breath you are taking, the food you are eating, the house you are having, your shelter, your dress you wear. There are so many things, so many blessings around. You can start thinking from those things, and then you can explore more and more in your thinking. Okay, so wajib itikaf is something when you are in great trouble, or the family member is in great trouble, or something happened, right? And you think how to come out from this situation. At that time you said, okay, oh Allah, if I never hear about the itikaf, but I hear some people say, okay, I will read 10 nafil namaz, I will read 15 nafil namaz if this happen. I don't know, like, yeah, it might be you have heard this from your daddy or nani or other, in-laws or, family members. I listen, in my childhood, okay, I will listen 50 rakat namaz if the child will come back because it's so late, he's not coming back. Normally, I listen this from my mother-in-law. So but this is also one way, like if you are in really really trouble or something is bothering you, you can say, oh Allah, I will do the itikaf. And if that itikaf is not, that you should go in the masjid, but you make a niyyah that I will do the itikaf one day, half day, whatever, that itikaf is called wajib. Okay, when you are in really really great trouble, but you will perform that itikaf when the thing you were asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fulfilled. Okay, then you will do that kind of itikaf. Okay, that is wajib itikaf. Okay, and then when your thing is done, then it's obligatory on you to perform that itikaf. Okay, Sunnah, we all know it is start from the 20th Maghrib and then till moonside. Okay, we do itikaf in the masjid. Girls can do the itikaf in the home and they can choose any corner. It is also allowed that you can give instruction to the daughter, sister, anyone else in the family, and they can take care for the work, and you can just sit and as I have explained the whole scenario, like why we are sitting in itikaf. So that should be the main concern, like, okay, bringing love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way that you and Allah, only you and Allah. Okay, Nafil itikaf is a itikaf which we can do every single time. Okay, Nafil itikaf has no specific time, no day, no number, right? So if you are sitting for your Quran class, just ask, oh Allah, give me the reward of itikaf as well. Okay, if you are at home, you are studying for salah, make a niyyah. It's written in the books, like when the pious people, when they enter in the masjid, they say loud, oh Allah, give me the the reward of nafil itikaf. So one person asked, why you are saying this loud? I never hear that you say things loud. He said, I said loud at the door of the masjid because if other people will listen, they can also make the niyyah, and along with the salah, they can get the reward of itikaf. So this is the reward I was teaching in my morning class today. This is the reward we are missing every single day because of only our, because we are lazy to say like, oh Allah, give me the itikaf reward as well. Whatever work you are doing, if you are cooking, like you are making aftari with your mom, just make a niyyah. Oh, by the time I'm in the kitchen, and by the time I'm having breaking my fasting, oh Allah, give me the nafil itikaf. So it's written like any time, like whole day. If you are at home and you know like, I will make myself busy today, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's Friday and doing lots of stuff, you can say, oh Allah, give me the reward of itikaf as well. Okay, so inshallah, this is something which is missing in our life. This is very easy, but we are not doing it. Okay, so make it habit, and doing the niyyah of nafil itikaf, okay, all the time. Other than that, objects of itikaf and its advantage we have discussed. Okay, the meaning of itikaf is, okay, so make yourself busy. One more thing, if you have a niyyah of itikaf and you sleep, okay, you would get the reward of itikaf because you are sleeping in itikaf. Okay, so itikaf is something, even though you sleep, Allah will give you reward. Okay, so it depends on your niyyah what kind of itikaf you are doing, but Allah will give reward on doing this. Okay, so I don't know, like there is something missing. I was Inshallah, I will add on because this is not, I don't know, included in this book, but in the original book I have something. Ibn Abbas, one hadith, like he was sitting in the itikaf and one person came and he was explaining some problem he faced, and Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh said, okay, let's go. And when he came out, that person say, oh, you were doing itikaf and you just came out and you broke itikaf because of me. He said, no, I didn't broke itikaf. It was my nafil itikaf. I was not doing the sunnah itikaf, and I know the reward. I have heard from Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the reward is more to have someone rather than sitting in a nafil itikaf. So if I will help you, I will get more reward than I sit in the itikaf. So if you find someone who is in great trouble, this is also one thing. Help that person, and you will get the reward. And you know, the reward of itikaf is, inshallah, I will tell you, because these things I found missing in this. Um, because that is, I think, three trenches, you know, the battle of Khandaq. So they made a trench, right? So one trench was, I don't exactly remember the length of that trench, but it's equal to the three trench. So but I will read, inshallah, the book next time, and inshallah I will add on all these things. So inshallah, keep this thing in mind. And this was all about itikaf. Alhamdulillah, the presentation was very beautiful. It covered each and everything. Alhamdulillah. Lailatul Qadr, inshallah, we will finish on Lailatul Qadr, and we will add on the little translation and detail of Surah Qadr along with the Lailatul Qadr, inshallah. Okay, so inshallah we will talk about Lailatul Qadr last in our next class, and inshallah we will add on. So if you have any question, you can ask me, and inshallah keep everything in mind whatever I have explained. Maybe you feel like this is not very important this time, but inshallah it will help you. It will help you in your life, like make yourself very focused in Ramadan. And if you are a little here and there, you can, you know, the reminders always, you know, correct you. Okay, so inshallah I hope this will be beneficial, and you can make your Ramadan, you know, more, you know, spend your Ramadan more focused, inshallah. Okay, so do you have any question? No? Okay, inshallah. So I can read the dua, and then you can go, and inshallah we will continue the Laylatul Qadr along with this Surah Qadr, inshallah, next week. Okay, Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi,
Subhanallah wa bihamdihi.
Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika,
Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika.
Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta,
Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta.
Nastaghfiruka
Nastaghfiruka.
wa natubu ilaik.
ونتوب إليك.
Subhana rabbika
سبحان ربك
rabbil izzati
رب العزة
amma yasifun
عما
wa
يصفون
salamun alal mursalin
والسلام على المرسلين
walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم
Assalamu alaikum.
Allah Hafiz.
Is Aisha good for class today, Sabarti?
1 minute, let me stop the recording.
Okay, right.